When your body sends signals of pain, it is easy to feel helpless. Each ache can make you think something is going wrong. Every pulse seems to suggest that balance is slowly slipping away. Yet inside you, there is a healer that never stops working, never loses strength, never gives up. It is the God presence that created you at the very beginning. It formed your bones, connected your muscles, and filled your lungs with life. That same presence still lives within you today, fully aware of how to repair what pain has disturbed. Those who listened to Joseph were not searching for ideas or concepts. They came looking for comfort, renewal, and calm. And that is exactly what they experienced. For Joseph understood that illness and weakness are not the ultimate authority. He reminded tired souls that divine intelligence lives within them, always renewing, always restoring, always healing. When you place your trust in the God within, you allow life itself to do what no human treatment can completely achieve. And now you stand before that doorway, not by chance, not by coincidence. The words you are about to hear have guided many from sickness into health, from weakness into strength, from hopelessness into renewed life. They are not limited by time, because they come from an eternal law that never fails, never weakens, and never rests. So pause for a moment, breathe deeply, and release the fears held in the body, the doubts burdening the mind, and the traces of pain resting in the heart. Enter this moment as though you are stepping into a sacred space. The words ahead are not empty ideas. They are living power waiting for the ground of your trust. Prepare your heart. Calm your thoughts. Once this truth is accepted, you will never view pain in the same way again. Now, let the words of Joseph awaken you to the presence within, and observe what unfolds when you trust God to heal you. And now, we begin. Pain often prevents people from seeing this truth. They view themselves as damaged machines that require outside repair. They forget that every wound heals from within, and every broken bone is restored by an intelligence greater than any surgeon's skill. A doctor may align the bone, but it is the life force within you that binds it together. A nurse may care for the wound, but it is the infinite presence inside that closes it. Medicine supports, but God heals. You are not simply a collection of parts. You are a temple of the living Spirit. When you recognize that presence and call upon it with faith, you activate its healing power in every cell, every nerve, and every organ of your being. When pain overwhelms the body, when each step feels heavy, when nights are restless and mornings offer no relief, you may feel defenseless against suffering. But understand this, there is a power within you stronger than pain, wiser than all opinions, and deeper than all human remedies. It is the God within, the infinite presence, the divine intelligence that shaped your body in the hidden chambers of the womb, that joined your cells together, that keeps your heart beating without effort and your lungs breathing without thought. When the body suffers, it is not the moment to give in to hopelessness. It is the moment to turn inward and rely on the God within, because it knows how to heal you. There was once a man who suffered from ulcers. His body was worn down by stress and resentment. No treatment brought him relief. He came to me feeling defeated. I asked him, "What thoughts do you take with you to bed each night?" He replied, "I replay every insult, every mistake, every fear." I told him, "Your subconscious mind is like fertile ground, and resentment is the poison you are planting. It will always express what you impress upon it. Starting tonight, begin planting new seeds. As you move gently towards sleep, repeat this thought: the healing presence of God moves through me like a stream of golden light. Every cell in my body is restored and strengthened." He followed this practice. Within a few weeks, the ulcers began to improve, and before long they disappeared completely. Doctors were astonished, yet there was nothing mysterious about it. It was the operation of a law. What is impressed is expressed. Write this principle down. Repeat it softly until it takes root in your heart. What is impressed is expressed. Even science, though it may not use the language of God, confirms the influence of belief. Placebos bring recovery because once the subconscious is convinced, it activates the body's natural healing mechanisms. Hypnosis relieves pain because the subconscious accepts the idea of relief and brings it into form. Stigmata appear because the subconscious embraces the image of wounds and imprints it on the body. If belief has the power to create illness, it also has the power to remove it. If fear and faith can destroy, then faith in God can restore. This law is neutral. It responds equally to fear or to faith. You must choose carefully which seed you plant, because the harvest cannot be avoided. The subconscious mind is the quiet architect of the body. Every organ, every tissue, every process is governed by it. It responds to your dominant thoughts and feelings. If you continually say, "I am ill, I am weak, I am damaged," it accepts these statements as commands and molds the body accordingly. But if you affirm, "I am whole, I am strong, I am divinely supported," it responds with the same obedience. The subconscious does not debate or resist. It simply carries out instructions. That is why you must take responsibility for your words and thoughts. Do not give the inner builder a design based on illness. Give it a design based on health, and it will produce health in your body with accuracy and consistency. When pain appears, the natural impulse is to focus on it, to talk about it, and to replay it in the mind. Yet this only strengthens its impression. Do not elevate pain by giving it constant attention. Instead, turn to truth. Calmly affirm, "This discomfort is fading. The healing presence of God is flowing through me." Then picture light entering the affected area, calming it, repairing it, renewing it. Feel gratitude as if the healing were already complete. Once the subconscious accepts the image and the feeling, it directs the body to align with it. Healing may unfold slowly, like the break of dawn, or suddenly, like a flash of lightning, but it will occur because the law cannot fail. What you impress will be expressed. Remember the words of Scripture, "I am the Lord that healeth thee." Not "I will be," but "I am." Healing is not far away, it is present. It is not a gift sent from a distance, but a law working from within. Your role is not to plead, but to believe. Not to struggle, but to yield. Place your trust in the God within, for it understands how to restore you. Trust it more than the pain. Trust it more than the diagnosis. Trust it more than fear. When trust becomes genuine, the healing presence begins to act in unseen yet unstoppable ways. Do not mistake trust for passivity. To trust is to work inwardly, to impress the subconscious with the certainty of health. It is to repeat life, giving affirmations until they fill your inner world. It is to imagine yourself well until that image becomes stronger than the discomfort. It is to give thanks for healing before any outward evidence appears. These are not empty gestures. They are the most effective actions you can take because they guide the silent builder within to rebuild the body anew. External treatments may help, but it is the inner directive that rules them all. Let this law be deeply engraved within you. Speak it aloud. Write it down. Allow it to resonate inside you. I am one with the healing presence of God. My body is a temple of wholeness. Every cell responds to divine order. I am strong. I am complete. I am healed. Say it before sleep. Affirm it when you wake. Let it become the steady rhythm of your life. For what is impressed will be expressed. This is the law. This is the secret. This is your healing. The body is not your opponent. It serves your mind and responds to every direction you give it. When you say, "I am exhausted," "I am ill," "I am damaged," you are giving instructions. The subconscious accepts them without resistance and carries them out faithfully. When you affirm, "I am complete," "I am powerful," "I am renewed by divine life," you offer a different command, and it responds with the same obedience. This explains why careless words can be harmful and why unchecked thoughts quickly take root. The subconscious does not choose or judge. It does not debate or analyze. It simply records, receives, and acts. You are the authority, and your words function as law. What kind of law are you establishing within yourself tonight? I remember the experience of a woman who had endured arthritis for many years, living with stiffness and pain. She had tried countless treatments, yet nothing brought lasting improvement. I asked her, "What do you tell yourself when you wake up each morning?" She replied, "I usually sigh and think, another painful day." Her subconscious followed that expectation faithfully, day after day. I guided her to change her inner statement. Each morning before getting out of bed, she was to say, "Divine life is moving through me now." My joints are flexible, free, and strong. I am filled with the vitality of God. At first, she hesitated because the pain felt undeniable. Still, she continued, repeating the words daily with as much belief as she could summon. Over time, her stiffness eased, her discomfort faded, and she regained freedom of movement. What shifted was not her surroundings or her medication, but the message she planted in her subconscious. What is impressed within is expressed outwardly. Pain often signals that the mind and body are not in alignment. Fear, resentment, and worry act like toxins that settle into the subconscious and appear physically. Resentment may stiffen the joints. Fear may strain the nerves. Worry may disrupt the heart. Yet forgiveness restores balance. Faith builds strength. Peace brings harmony. The body reflects the inner state of the mind, much like a screen displays an image. If you dislike the picture, do not blame the screen. Change the film. Choose thoughts of love, balance, and strength, and the condition of your health will shift in time. This law never fails. Every thought creates a cause. Every condition reveals an effect. There was once a renowned tenor, Enrico Caruso, who suffered intense stage fright before performances. His conscious mind filled with fear, tightening his throat and weakening his voice. Then he spoke firmly, saying, "Caruso, step forward and sing." By giving his subconscious a new command, the fear vanished and his voice rose with brilliance. What applies to performance also applies to health. Speak with authority to your subconscious. Direct it clearly. Say, "Every organ and nerve in my body is operating in divine order. The peace of God fills my entire being. I am alive with light." Do not whisper defeat. Affirm wholeness. The subconscious is always attentive, and it must follow your dominant command. Even when medical science labels a condition incurable, remember that this judgment applies only to the conscious, reasoning mind. To the subconscious, there is no such limitation. Madame Bayer of France was blind after her optic nerves were destroyed. Yet through belief and suggestion, her vision returned. Doctors could not explain it, but the subconscious required no explanation. It only needed conviction. If belief can revive a lifeless nerve, then what boundary truly remains? Once convinced, the subconscious knows no impossibility. Your responsibility is to persuade it, to impress upon it the truth you wish to experience. That is faith, confidence in what is not yet seen, and certainty in what is hoped for. When your body aches, the natural impulse is to identify with the pain, to say, "I am my illness, I am my limitation." But you are not your body. You are life itself, you are spirit, you are a channel of the infinite. The body is your tool, not your identity. Do not say, "I am arthritis." Say, "I am life expressing itself in perfect balance." Do not say, "I am weak." Say, "I am strength embodied." These statements are not empty phrases, they are seeds. Plant them regularly, nourish them with belief, and they must grow. The subconscious will not reject them if you remain consistent. A man once struggled with long-term insomnia. Night after night, he lay awake repeating, "I will never sleep, I cannot rest." His subconscious obeyed precisely, keeping him awake for hours. I taught him to reverse the pattern. As he lay down, he softly repeated, "I sleep peacefully. The healing presence of God restores me as I rest. I awaken refreshed, renewed, and restored." Within a week, he experienced deep sleep for the first time in years. Repetition convinced his subconscious, and it followed the instruction. This is the principle. Never end with a negative statement. Immediately turn it around. If you begin to say, "I can't," correct it at once with, "I can," through the God within me. The subconscious follows the final impression you give it. Understand that healing is not always sudden or dramatic. At times, it unfolds like the gradual light of dawn, slowly brightening until the sun fully rises. At other times, it resembles a quiet river washing away debris until the water becomes clear. Whether the process is fast or gradual, the law remains reliable. Impress health, and health must appear. Persist, and the subconscious must respond. The infinite presence within you is the same power that heals wounds, grows trees, and moves the stars. Trust it. Work with it. Affirm it. It will restore harmony within you. Now, let us firmly place this truth within our awareness through affirmation. Speak it. Write it. Accept it. I am one with the healing life of God. Every cell in my body responds to divine order. My mind is peaceful. My body is strong. My spirit is free. The law of life is belief. And I believe in health, completeness, and strength now. Let this truth resonate within you tonight, for what is impressed will be expressed. The God within you understands how to restore balance. Every physical symptom is a message, not a final verdict, whether pain, weakness, or fatigue. These experiences are signs, gentle reminders that the inner life has moved out of harmony with divine order. They are not punishments, they are invitations. Invitations to return, to look within, and to recognize the God within that heals, restores, and renews. When pain appears in the body, the mind often turns immediately to medicine, doctors, or treatments. Yet remember this, all of these are only channels. The true healer is the infinite presence working through you. When the subconscious is impressed with harmony, it guides every cell, every gland, and every organ back into balance. Healing is not an outside force entering the body, it is the natural movement of life restoring its own order. There was once a young girl who dreamed of singing on stage but was held back by intense fear. Every time she tried to sing, her body stiffened, her throat tightened, and her breath disappeared. Her conscious mind kept declaring, "I cannot sing," and her subconscious followed that command, producing paralysis. She was taught to practice a new instruction: "I sing with joy, freedom, and confidence. My voice is an instrument of God's harmony." She repeated these words while imagining herself standing tall, breathing deeply, and singing with ease. Gradually, the subconscious accepted this new pattern. When the day of her performance came, she sang as if she were made for the stage. The same power that once restricted her now set her free. What occurred in her singing is the same process that occurs in healing. The subconscious expresses whatever is impressed upon it. If fear can restrict, faith can release. Do not let a medical diagnosis become your identity. A doctor may describe a condition, but only you decide whether to live from it. When you say, "I am diabetic," "I am asthmatic," or "I am arthritic," you tie your identity to the illness. But when you say, "I am life, I am strength, I am harmony," you align your identity with the infinite. The subconscious does not respond to charts or reports. It responds to inner declarations. Many people have been healed not because their condition was minor, but because their faith was strong. Others remain limited not because the illness was powerful, but because fear outweighed belief. The balance is determined not by the size of the disease, but by the strength of conviction. Think of the subconscious as a skilled craftsman. It builds whatever design it is given. Hand it a plan of illness, and it will construct illness. Give it a plan of health, and it will rebuild health. The craftsman does not question the design, it simply follows it. You are the architect. Your thoughts form the plans, your feelings supply the ink, and your words issue the command. Each night as you fall asleep, you deliver fresh blueprints to this inner builder. If you drift into sleep quietly affirming, "I am whole, I am healed, I am strong," the subconscious accepts the design and begins its work. As surely as night turns into morning, results must follow. There was a minister who suffered from lung cancer and doctors had lost hope. Yet every evening he sat calmly and affirmed, "The breath of God flows through my lungs. Every cell is alive with a healing presence. I am whole." He visualized light filling his chest, imagined easy breathing, and pictured his body restored. Impressed with this conviction, the subconscious carried out its silent task. Over time, the cancer vanished. The world called it a miracle, but in truth it was the law in action. The subconscious accepted the blueprint of health and executed it precisely. If healing can happen for one, it can happen for all. The infinite makes no exceptions. The law of belief is universal. Protect the first and last moments of your day, because they are the golden gates of impression. Upon waking, the subconscious is still gentle, open, and ready to receive. Before sleep, the mind is most receptive, open and ready to receive direction. Do not start your day with anxiety, and do not end it with complaint. Start with faith and finish with gratitude. Upon waking, speak softly to yourself today. Divine health guides me. Strength moves through me. Peace surrounds me. As you rest at night, say the healing presence renews me. As I sleep, I awaken refreshed, complete, and strong. These words are never wasted. They settle deep within like seeds in fertile ground, and in time the harvest appears. The subconscious mind always follows the final impression it receives before sleep. You must never allow fear to be your last message. Fear is faith reversed. It is belief in harm instead of good. When you whisper fear at night, the subconscious accepts it and works to manifest it. When you whisper faith, it accepts that instead, the decision is always yours. Which voice will you authorize? Which seed will you plant? As within, so without, the subconscious never rests. It builds night and day. Feed it fear and it constructs weakness. Feed it faith and it creates support. The builder cannot alter instructions, only the master can, and you are the master. I say this clearly. Never end a statement about your health on a negative note. If you begin to say, I feel weak, correct it immediately, I am filled with strength. Divine energy renews me. If you start to say, this pain is unbearable, reverse it, the healing presence dissolves this pain. Do not give the subconscious the poison of finality, always offer it the antidote of truth. In this way, you train yourself to speak only what you wish to experience. This is not denial of facts, it is affirmation of truth. Facts can change. Truth remains. Pain is temporary. Divine life is eternal. Hold to what is eternal, and what is temporary will fade. Now let us seal this moment with a living affirmation. Speak it, write it, trust it. I am life expressing itself in perfect harmony. Every cell of my body is filled with the healing presence of God. I release fear, I release doubt. I accept divine wholeness. Let these words be your decree tonight, for what is impressed will be expressed. And the God within knows only how to heal. Illness often continues because people place more belief in disease than in God. They magnify symptoms, rehearse pain, and speak constantly of weakness until the subconscious accepts sickness as the governing rule. Yet truth never changes. The healing life already exists within you, waiting to be acknowledged. The same intelligence that formed the body knows how to restore it. It requires no instruction on how to repair tissue, renew blood, or restore balance. It asks for only one thing, your belief. Your role is not to force healing, but to impress health, to affirm harmony, and to trust that the God within works with flawless precision when given the right direction. There was once a student who came to me suffering from constant headaches. He carried medicine everywhere, living in fear of the next episode. I asked him what thoughts filled his mind before the pain appeared. He admitted, I always tell myself it's coming again. I can't escape it. And so his subconscious, loyal to his expectation, produced exactly what he feared. I instructed him to reverse his thinking. Each time he sensed even a hint of pain, he was to declare, the peace of God fills my mind. My body is calm. My nerves are relaxed. I am free. He resisted at first, but he persisted. Gradually, the pain weakened, the fear vanished, and the headaches stopped. The tablets were no longer needed. The remedy was not chemical, it was mental. What you expect, you attract. What you fear, you nourish. What you affirm, you create. The subconscious responds most strongly to images charged with feeling. If you picture yourself damaged, weak and fragile, it will faithfully reproduce that image. If you imagine yourself energetic, radiant, and strong, it will do the same. This is why visualization combined with affirmation is so powerful. Words alone touch the surface. Words joined with vivid imagery and emotion reach the depths. Picture yourself moving freely, breathing comfortably, standing upright, smiling with vitality. See it clearly. Feel it fully. Repeat it consistently, and the subconscious will accept it as truth. Once accepted, expression must follow. The body cannot resist the law of the mind any more than a shadow can resist the body that casts it. I once knew a man who was told he had only months to live, his body severely weakened by disease. He refused to accept that verdict. Each day, he sat quietly, imagining himself surrounded by light, every organ filled with divine energy. He repeated daily, I am filled with the healing presence of God. Every cell is renewed. I live in strength and peace. His family believed he was deceiving himself, yet he continued unwaveringly. Months went by, then years, and his health gradually returned. The doctors could not explain it, but no explanation was required. The subconscious had accepted health as the truth, and truth eventually manifests as experience. You may call it a miracle if you like. I call it a law. What is impressed is expressed. Repeat it again. Let it sink deeply into your mind. What is impressed is expressed. The subconscious mind does not judge difficulty. It does not label one condition as minor and another as serious. It responds in the same way to a small cut or a major disease, to a headache or a heart condition. The only difference lies in belief. When you believe an issue is incurable, the subconscious accepts that idea and produces incurability. When you believe it can be healed, the subconscious accepts that belief and produces healing. The law itself is neutral. It works with small matters just as it does with great fortunes, with simple discomforts as well as with what people call incurable conditions. Do not enlarge the problem, enlarge the truth. Say within yourself that nothing is incurable with God. The healing presence is restoring me now. Repeat it until it is no longer just words but a firm conviction, and you will witness the law in action. Do not confuse this principle with denial. Denial ignores facts, while faith transforms them. You do not say there is no pain when you feel it. You say that the healing presence is greater than the pain, that it is fading, that health is increasing. You do not deny the storm. You affirm the sun beyond it. Facts can change, but truth remains constant. Illness is a fact, health is truth. Pain is a fact, life is truth. Facts are temporary shadows, while truth is substance. When you align yourself with truth, the facts reorganize themselves. This is not imagination. It is a higher form of realism. What you see outwardly is simply the result of what you believe inwardly. Your body is always renewing itself. Nearly every cell is replaced within about 7 years. The liver restores itself, the skin regenerates, the blood is renewed. The plan for this renewal exists in the subconscious. When sickness is impressed, the body rebuilds according to sickness. When health is impressed, the body rebuilds according to health. Do you recognize the power here? You are not trapped by past conditions. You are renewed daily by the law of life within you. Give this law the correct blueprint, and it will construct for you a body that is strong, whole, and alive. Now I ask you to fix this affirmation in your heart tonight. Speak it, write it, repeat it quietly until it becomes your personal truth. I am filled with the healing presence of God. Every organ in my body is restored, every cell is renewed, every nerve strengthened. I release fear. I let go of doubt. I accept divine help. Let this statement be the seed you place in your subconscious, because once it is impressed, it must be expressed. The God within you knows only how to heal. The silent healer inside you never rests. Even now, as you listen, it is repairing tissues, renewing the blood, balancing chemistry, keeping the heart beating and the lungs breathing with perfect accuracy. You do not consciously direct these processes, yet they continue without pause. What clear evidence do you need that an infinite presence lives within you, guiding, sustaining, and healing you? When the body experiences pain, it is not a sign of abandonment but of imbalance, and imbalance is temporary. Harmony is the law of life, and the subconscious always works to restore it when given the proper instruction. Your role is to align your thoughts with harmony, to trust the God within, and to speak the language of health until the body responds. There was a man who came to me with a skin condition that filled him with shame. He told me he had tried every ointment and every treatment without success. I asked him what he believed about himself. After some hesitation, he admitted that he felt unclean, unworthy, and unwanted. His body was simply reflecting his inner self-condemnation. I instructed him to affirm, I am pure in the sight of God. I am worthy of love. The cleansing power of the infinite flows through me. He wrote these words on a card, kept it with him, and repeated them morning and night. As his beliefs changed, his body followed. His skin cleared, his shame faded, and he walked with renewed confidence. His healing did not come from the ointment, but from the impression made on the subconscious. What is impressed is expressed. The subconscious is not limited by the logic of the conscious mind. The conscious mind may argue that change is impossible, that nothing can be done, that the doctor's word is final. The subconscious does not debate. It simply accepts and acts. When you impress it with impossibility, it produces impossibility. When you impress it with possibility, it produces possibility. Do not allow the conscious mind to imprison you. Allow belief to set you free. Say within yourself that you refuse to give power to appearances, that you trust the healing presence within you, that you are whole now. Your subconscious will respond, directing your body, your circumstances, and even your chemistry to match this new command. The subconscious is like rich soil. It will grow thorns or roses, weeds or wheat, depending entirely on the seed you choose to plant. Do not be careless with what you plant in your mind. When you repeatedly talk about pain, you are planting pain. When you continually expect illness, you are planting illness. But when you affirm life, imagine strength, and declare harmony, you are planting health, and health must grow. The soil makes no judgments. It simply produces what it receives. You hold the tool. So ask yourself, what are you planting tonight? Every thought acts as a seed. Every emotion serves as water. Every spoken word becomes sunlight. Choose wisely, because tomorrow's outcome is being shaped quietly within your mind. Even those who dismiss faith still use this principle without realizing it. They say, "I always get sick this time of year," and the subconscious responds by creating sickness. They say, "This food always upsets my stomach," and the subconscious complies. Yet, when you reverse the statement, the same law works just as accurately. Say, "I am strong. My body resists disease. I am guided by divine help." Then the subconscious supports immunity, balances digestion, and restores energy. This law is neutral. It serves fear and faith equally. It is wiser than to give it constructive instructions rather than harmful ones. Remind yourself again, what is impressed is expressed. I once knew a woman confined to bed with chronic exhaustion. Every day she told herself, "I can't move, I am too weak, it's over for me." Her subconscious accepted these ideas and produced weakness in her body. I advised her to reverse the message. Each morning, before trying to get up, she was to declare, "The strength of God fills me. My body is alive with energy. I rise in divine vitality." At first, the words felt empty because her body still ached, but she continued, speaking them with whatever faith she could summon. Gradually, she began to rise without effort, and over time, her strength returned. The power was not in the wording itself, but in the belief impressed upon the subconscious. The words were the seed. Faith was the water. Healing was the harvest. Do not assume the subconscious only works slowly. Sometimes it acts instantly, removing pain, restoring strength, and performing what the conscious mind calls a miracle. Whether rapid or gradual, the law never fails. Every seed produces after its kind. Your responsibility is persistence. Do not plant health one night and sickness the next. Do not affirm wholeness in the morning and replay pain in the evening. Be consistent. Protect what you plant. Let every word image, and feeling align with health, and health must follow. The subconscious does not argue, it only reflects. Remember also that gratitude multiplies the power of impression. When you give thanks in advance, you are expressing belief in healing before it appears. Gratitude is faith in motion. It tells the subconscious, "This already belongs to me," and the convinced mind moves to express it. Say often, "Thank you, Father, for divine help. Thank you for renewed strength. Thank you for peace in my body and mind." A heart that is thankful before the harvest always receives abundantly, because gratitude seals belief with certainty. Now let us fix this lesson with affirmation. Say it aloud, write it down, whisper it within. I am filled with the healing life of God. My body is pure, my mind is calm, my spirit is free, every cell is strong, every organ works in harmony. I am grateful. I am complete. I am healed. Let these words be your declaration tonight. Impress them deeply, because what is impressed must be expressed. The God within you knows only how to heal. Your body contains a perfect pattern of wholeness, a divine blueprint stored in the subconscious mind. No matter how damaged the surface may seem, this original design is never destroyed. It was placed there when life began and remains as a model of harmony. When you align with it, the subconscious begins rebuilding according to that pattern. Healing is not creating something new, it is returning to what has always been true. Illness is a temporary imbalance. Health is lasting order. The moment this truth is impressed upon your subconscious, the hidden blueprint is activated, and the body begins to adjust to its perfect design again. I recall a young woman who lost the use of her legs after an accident. Doctors told her she would never walk again. Her conscious mind accepted their conclusion, and her body responded with paralysis. But I told her, there is a higher law than human judgment. Within you exists the pattern of perfect movement. Begin to see yourself walking. Affirm daily, the life of God flows through my legs. Strength returned to every muscle and nerve. I move in divine order. She affirmed, and she followed through. At first, the effort seemed useless, yet she continued. Gradually, feeling came back. In time, she walked without assistance. The original design had never vanished, only her belief had blocked its outward expression. When belief shifted, the body responded. What is impressed is always expressed. The subconscious does not debate facts, it responds to faith. Medical facts claimed she would never walk. Faith declared that she would. The subconscious listened to faith, and faith took physical form. This is why I advise you never to allow illness to have the final say. Facts may label a condition incurable. Faith declares that with God, all things are possible. Facts may predict decline. Faith affirms renewal. Do not reject facts, but do not place them on a throne either. Recognize them, then set them beneath the higher law of divine truth. What you impress with conviction will always outweigh what you observe through fear. Observe how a wound heals. When the skin is cut, the subconscious immediately begins repair. You do not instruct the cells. The infinite intelligence does. You do not guide the blood to clot or the tissue to rebuild. The God within already knows. If it can restore a wound without your conscious effort, how much more can it restore deeper conditions when you cooperate with it? The same intelligence that heals a cut can renew an organ, a gland, or a nerve. Nothing is beyond its reach, neither small nor great. It asks only that you trust it, affirm it, and refuse to oppose it with fear. One of the most effective tools available to you is imagination joined with faith. Picture yourself in complete health. See yourself moving easily, smiling, laughing, working with energy. Feel the happiness as though it is already real. The subconscious treats vivid images as facts, and once accepted, expression must follow. Practice this before sleep, when the conscious mind relaxes and the doorway to the subconscious is open. Fall asleep with health as your final thought, and you will awaken with healing quietly unfolding within. Never close your day by replaying pain. Always conclude by rehearsing healing. The subconscious accepts the final impression and works throughout the night to bring it into form. There was a minister who restored himself from tuberculosis by imagining light filling his lungs. Each day he sat calmly, breathing deeply, repeating, "The breath of God fills me now." Every cell is alive with healing power. Through repetition and imagery, his subconscious became convinced, and the illness vanished. His healing came from within, not from outside intervention alone. Given a new directive, the subconscious reorganized the body accordingly. If tuberculosis can yield to faith, what condition cannot? Do not limit the infinite power within you. Declare with certainty, I am filled with divine light. Every breath renews me. Each moment restores me. The healing presence flows through me now. The subconscious works with accuracy, but persistence is required until it is fully persuaded. A single statement may not overcome old beliefs, but repeated daily and nightly with feeling, the new belief takes root. Once accepted, expression follows. Do not disturb the seed with doubt. Nourish it with faith. Be patient, the harvest is assured. Whether quickly or gradually, the law never fails. What you impress is what you express. When your body aches, do not condemn it. Bless it. Speak gently to it. Tell your nerves that you are calm. Tell your heart that it is strong. Tell your lungs that they are clear. Address your body as you would a child, firmly yet with kindness. It listens. It responds. The subconscious governs the body, and your words are its instructions. Offer words of harmony, and harmony follows. Offer words of fear, and fear follows. Choose carefully, for every word is a seed, and every seed produces its result. Now let us impress this truth upon the subconscious through living affirmation. Say with me, I am aligned with the divine blueprint of wholeness. Every organ, every cell, every function of my body expresses harmony. The healing life of God renews me now. I walk, I breathe, I live in strength and peace. Write it, speak it, believe it, allow it to sink deeply. For what is impressed must be expressed, and the God within you knows only how to heal. When pain grips the body, you may feel confined within your own flesh, trapped in suffering with no escape. Yet no chain is stronger than the belief that sustains it. Within you, God has placed a key, and that key is thought guided by faith. The subconscious accepts the conviction you hold and projects it outward. If you continually affirm, I am bound, I am sick, I am dying, you issue a decree of decline. But if you declare, I am light, I am strong, I am free, you issue a decree of healing. The subconscious does not judge, it obeys. And when it follows faith instead of fear, the doors open, the chains dissolve, and freedom returns. There was a man with a weakened heart, so delicate that physicians warned him against exertion. He lived in constant fear, repeating daily, my heart is failing, I am weak. As always, his subconscious complied and weakened him further. When he came to me, I instructed him to reverse the inner message. Each morning, he placed his hand on his chest and affirmed, the strength of God beats in my heart. My pulse follows divine order. I am strong, I am alive. He practiced faithfully, imagining himself climbing stairs easily and walking with confidence. Within months, his strength returned and fear disappeared. The power was not in me, nor in medicine alone, but in the God within him, awakened by belief. The subconscious does not distinguish between true or false, real or imagined, past or present. It accepts whatever you impress upon it as fact. When you repeatedly relive past injuries, the body responds as though they are happening now. When you constantly fear the future, the body reacts as if that fear is reality. But when you imagine yourself whole, free, and energized, the body begins to align with that image. The subconscious is the soil, and imagination is the seed. Plant images of health. Nourish them with faith. Warm them with gratitude. And the harvest is guaranteed. Do not sow fear and expect health. The outcome always matches the seed. A woman once came to me suffering from persistent back pain. She spoke of it constantly, identified with it, and rehearsed her discomfort until her subconscious etched it into her body. I advised her to stop discussing pain and begin affirming support. She was to say often, my back is strong, flexible, and free. The healing life of God flows through my spine. She was to picture herself bending, moving, and laughing with ease, feeling it as already real. She followed these instructions. Though it initially felt unnatural, persistence produced belief, and belief produced change. The pain faded, freedom returned. The subconscious had accepted a new pattern and rebuilt the body accordingly. What is impressed is expressed. Fear intensifies pain, while faith dissolves it. When you focus on fear, every symptom grows louder and heavier. When you focus on faith, the opposite occurs. Pain diminishes, relief emerges, strength returns. Fear and faith are both beliefs, and the subconscious will express whichever one you consistently supply. Why nourish fear when you can strengthen faith instead? Say quietly within yourself, the healing presence flows through me now. Trust the divine life moving inside you. Affirm, I am whole. Repeat these words until fear fades, until certainty settles in. Then relax, knowing the law is already at work, silent, invisible, and dependable. The subconscious is deeply shaped by gratitude. Gratitude confirms belief as reality. When you give thanks ahead of time, you are declaring, this is already mine. The subconscious, hearing gratitude, accepts healing as complete and begins expressing it outwardly. A man once shared with me that he thanked God every day for his restored eyesight. Although his vision was still weak at first, within months it became clear. Gratitude persuaded the subconscious that the work was finished, and the body followed that instruction. So tonight, do not delay gratitude until healing shows itself. Give thanks now, and the healing will reveal itself. Gratitude is faith in motion. Your words carry power. Speak to your body as you would to a loyal assistant. Say to your heart, be strong. Say to your lungs, breathe freely. Say to your nerves, be calm. The subconscious receives these directions and guides the body accordingly. Do not condemn your body with words of frailty. Bless it with words of strength. Your body is not your opponent, it is the devoted servant of your mind. Address it with authority, and it will answer with obedience. Now let us secure these truths with affirmation. Say it softly, yet firmly, I am life expressed in flesh. The healing presence of God renews me now. My heart is strong, my body is whole, my spirit is free, every cell vibrates with vitality, every organ functions in harmony, every breath affirms strength. Write it down, whisper it, believe it until your subconscious receives it as fact. Once accepted, it must be expressed. The divine within you knows only how to heal. Illness often continues because people focus more on symptoms than on solutions. They replay pain in their thoughts, speak of it constantly, and dwell on it as if it were their ruler. But you were never meant to be governed by pain. Pain is a signal, not a verdict. It is the body's request for balance, the subconscious indicating that thought patterns have slipped into disorder. The instant you impress upon it the certainty of healing, the instant you speak in the language of faith, the body begins to restore itself. You cannot change the signal by criticizing it, but you can transform it by issuing the subconscious a new command. Speak to it, the life of God flows through me now. Wholeness is mine, and it responds. I remember a woman who suffered from stomach problems for many years. She told me, "Doctor, I cannot eat without pain and I fear every meal." Her subconscious had accepted fear as law, and her body executed it precisely. I instructed her to replace fear with faith. Each time she prepared to eat, she was to affirm, "Every bite I take is blessed. My body digests in peace. The healing presence of God governs me." She followed this faithfully. At first, the discomfort persisted, but she continued, impressing health day after day. Eventually, her body aligned with her new belief, and she ate freely and happily without pain. What medicine could not resolve, belief corrected. The law is simple, what is impressed is expressed. The subconscious does not question whether a command is reasonable. It does not judge difficulty. It accepts belief as truth and manifests it. This is why many remain unwell, not because healing is impossible, because belief remains unchanged. They hold on to fear, nurture resentment, and identify with weakness. The subconscious, neutral and obedient, reflects it all. But when a person dares to affirm strength where weakness appears, to declare peace where pain pulses, to speak life where decline threatens, they awaken the infinite within, and the law shifts in their favor. The subconscious cannot resist conviction. Once persuaded, it must comply. Remember, prayer is not pleading, it is impressing. To pray is not to beg a distant power, but to plant the seed of wholeness in the subconscious until it bears fruit in the body. When Jesus said, "According to your faith, be it unto you," he was describing this principle. Faith is not a single statement. It is an inner certainty impressed until it becomes physical reality. Do not say, "I hope I will be healed." Say instead, "I am healed now. The life of God restores me." Speak it until your heart responds. Visualize it until your body accepts it. Give thanks until your subconscious agrees. This is scientific prayer, and its outcome is dependable. One man told me he had suffered from chronic asthma since childhood. He said, "It is my curse. I must live with it." His subconscious had absorbed that belief, and his body followed it. I taught him to affirm daily, "The breath of God fills me. My lungs are clear, my chest is open, my body breathes in peace." He practiced this morning and evening, imagining himself walking easily and breathing deeply. Within months, his breathing returned to normal. The curse was removed, not by chance, but by law. His subconscious accepted a new instruction, and the body adjusted. What you believe about yourself is always more powerful than what others say about you. No limitation can hold the person who understands the blessing of the infinite within. Faith is not reserved for desperate moments. Faith is the natural language of your existence. Even now, as you breathe, you trust that air will enter your lungs. When you sleep, you trust your heart to continue beating. Why not extend that same trust to every function of your body? Why not believe that the infinite sustains your cells, renews your blood, heals injuries, and restores balance? Faith is not unusual, it is natural. Doubt is the intruder, and fear is the thief. Cast it out and allow the natural law of health to operate. Another woman I knew regained sight in one eye after being declared blind. Doctors claimed her optic nerve was beyond repair, yet through belief and inner conviction, vision returned. How did this happen? Once the subconscious was persuaded, it reorganized her body in ways the conscious mind could never explain. Do not restrict the infinite by trying to reason how it will work. Your responsibility is faith. The method belongs to God. Say inwardly, I am not concerned with how healing arrives. I know it arrives. I accept it now. Let go of the process and trust the outcome. The subconscious will discover the path, whether through natural renewal, medical support, or unseen means. Trust the law, and it will function. Your body is a servant, not a ruler. Treat it accordingly. When it speaks through pain, do not condemn it. Direct it. Address it gently, calmly, and with authority. Say, peace, be still. The healing presence governs you. Repeat this often with certainty, and the body will respond. It has no independent will. It simply reflects the mind. And when the mind aligns with the infinite, it can guide the body into balance. You are not powerless. You are sovereign. You are not a victim of disease. You are a channel of divine light. Remember this and act on it. Now let us fix this truth through affirmation. Say with me, I trust the healing presence of God within me. Every organ functions in divine order. Every cell is alive with light. Every breath carries peace. I release fear. I release doubt. I accept strength. Write it, whisper it, believe it. Allow it to fill your subconscious tonight. What is impressed must be expressed. And the God within you knows only how to heal. When the body aches, many fall into despair, thinking they are ruled by physical conditions and fate. But you are never ruled by circumstances. You are always influenced by your own beliefs. The subconscious mind, united with the infinite, holds a healing power greater than any pain, any diagnosis, or any past suffering. The body suffers because the subconscious has absorbed fear, weakness, and images of decline. Change the impression, and the expression must change. The body is not your enemy. It faithfully serves by reflecting the commands you give. Give it messages of life, and life will appear. Give it declarations of wholeness, and wholeness will manifest. This is law, and law does not fail. There was once a man who came to my office walking with difficulty due to severe arthritis. He said, "Doctor, my joints are stiff, my bones ache, and nothing helps." I asked him, "What do you tell yourself every day?" He replied, "I keep saying I am old, worn out and finished." His subconscious had accepted these statements as truth and expressed them through his body. I told him, "Change your inner dialogue. Affirm daily the strength of God flows through me. My joints are flexible, my bones are strong, my body is renewed." Picture yourself walking freely, climbing stairs easily, moving smoothly. At first it felt untrue, but he continued until it became real to him. Gradually, the stiffness faded. The pain eased. His freedom returned. His healing did not come from a new drug, but from a new command. What is impressed is expressed. The subconscious does not argue. If you say I am weak, it agrees. If you say I am strong, it agrees. If you say I am doomed, it accepts. If you say I am healed, it accepts. It does not judge truth or falsehood, reason or error. It simply acts on what it receives with feeling. This is why careless words are dangerous and idle thoughts become seeds that grow. Guard your speech, because your words are instructions to the inner builder. Do not give it plans of destruction. Give it designs of harmony, and the body will reflect them faithfully. A woman once troubled by insomnia admitted that each night she repeated, "I will never sleep. I cannot rest. Tomorrow I will be exhausted." Her subconscious followed this command, and fatigue controlled her life. I instructed her to reverse the message. As she lay in bed, she whispered, "I rest peacefully. The healing presence renews me. I wake refreshed and restored." Within days, she slept soundly. Her subconscious, convinced by a new belief, responded at once. Do you see? The body is the stage where the mind performs its script. If you want a different outcome, write a new script. Stop repeating the tragedy. Create the triumph. The body is the actor. The mind is the director. Direct wisely, and the story of your life will reflect harmony. Pain is real, but it is not final. It is the shadow of belief, not the substance of truth. Truth is life, strength, and wholeness. When you turn from the shadow to the substance, the shadow disappears. This is why Jesus said, "Judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Do not bow to appearances, no matter how painful. Affirm the truth beyond them. Say, this pain is temporary, health is eternal, the healing presence is restoring me now. Do not deny pain, but do not glorify it. Recognize it as a signal, then release it through faith. Pain cannot withstand a conviction of health impressed upon the subconscious. Once a firm command is given, the body must respond. The subconscious knows no limits of time. It does not consider an illness too long standing to change, nor does it measure years of suffering. It reacts solely to belief. Whether your struggle has lasted days or decades, the principle remains the same. The moment you impress health on your mind with conviction, healing begins. Some experience rapid results, others more gradually, but the law is constant. Do not say it is too late. Declare, now is the accepted time. Now is my healing. Speak it with faith, and the subconscious will act. The body will follow in its own time. No seed sown in fertile ground remains barren. A man once told me, "I pray for help, but doubt fills my heart." His prayer, in truth, was answered according to his faith. He received doubt. Prayer is not mere words spoken into the air, it is conviction impressed upon the subconscious. If your words say help, but your heart says fear, the subconscious obeys fear. Align belief and feeling, and the law will accomplish what seems impossible. Say it, feel it, believe it. I am one with divine help. Let thought and feeling unite, and the subconscious will act. Once convinced, it must manifest. Healing is not luck, it is certain when conviction is planted. Tonight, do not surrender to pain. Do not allow fear to dictate your life. Take authority as the master of thought. Speak to the divine within, and through that presence command your body with faith. It will listen. It will obey. The subconscious is the silent builder, and the God within is its eternal wisdom. Together they form a healing power no illness can resist. Trust it, and results will follow. Let us affirm this truth. I am free. I am healed by the power of God within me. Every joint is supple. Every nerve is calm. Every cell vibrates with life. Pain dissolves. Fear departs. Harmony reigns. I believe this. I accept this. I am this. Write it. Whisper it. Embed it in your soul. What is impressed must be expressed. The God within knows only how to heal. When sickness persists, many feel forgotten by God or cursed by fate. The truth is, the power to heal has always been within you. The subconscious is the channel for this divine light, ready to restore harmony when given clear direction. The challenge is not absence of power, but misdirection through fear, resentment, or despair. The same force that builds disease when fed with fear creates health when fed with faith. The law never changes, only your impression does. The remedy is not pleading for healing, but aligning your belief with the truth that health is your birthright, harmony is your nature, and life is your law. I recall a man plagued by crippling migraines for years. He said, "I fear each day, never knowing when the pain will strike." His subconscious faithfully created the very thing he dreaded. I told him,